Hey y'all, welcome back to Unicorn Dust Designs. My name is Sammy, and if you are new here, we do DIYs with signs, and there's always tons of laughter. Today I am bringing you all of the DIYs that I submitted for the Creative Champion contest that was this past month. I wanted to put this together for those of you that may have missed the videos or didn't know the contest was going on. So I'm very happy to bring you those today. I also wanted to thank SKILLSHARE for sponsoring today's video. And with that said, let's go ahead and get into the DIY.
All right, you guys, it's wood round time. So this is an 18-inch wood round from Home Depot. I'm using Sun Bleached by Varathane, my microfiber cloth, and gloves. We're gonna stain the front, you're gonna stain the back, and you are gonna stain the sides. I did sand this prior to staining. Next, I am going to tape off where I want my stencil to be. So these are glued panels of wood. So usually there is a distinct line for you guys to use, making it very easy. However, I could not find the lines on mine, and that rarely happens. So I took my stencil, this is permanent vinyl, and I am going to go ahead and put that on, use my rich black folk art chalk paint and mini roller. All of the supplies I use are in my Amazon store link if you head over to my channel. We are gonna go ahead and weed that off. Easy peasy, right? All right, so after you're done weeding that, we're gonna try something a little different. So I have been seeing people make these wood rounds with prints, and it's sublimation. I don't have stuff to do that. So I figured, you know what, let's try it with tissue paper. We do it for other things, why not a wood round? So I'm taping off where I want my tissue paper to stop or start, however you look at it. I'm gonna use the spar urethane. This is the clear that we're gonna coat our wood rounds with. So all we're doing is substituting this for Mod Podge, which you could still even use Mod Podge. So I'm gonna coat this a light coat. I'm gonna get our tissue paper and I'm gonna lay it on top. Now you guys, I know there's different ways of putting the tissue paper on, but it worked for me, so this is what I'm going with. So you're gonna lay that on. I'm gonna start tapping this. Do not rub or you're gonna rip your tissue paper. It is so thin, so just keep patting it down, and then you're gonna bring it all the way up to the edge. And I will show you, once I flip this around, I do the same thing. I coat the bottom, but this time I like folded the tissue paper in half, and it made it so much easier to control. And again, we're just gonna pat this all the way down, and then I let mine sit and dry overnight just to be safe. I really wanted that tissue paper to harden up. Next, I grab my rough sanding block from Dollar Tree. This is my favorite sanding block ever. I'm going in downward motions right on the edge. We're taking off all that excess tissue. We're gonna do that all the way around our wood round, and it comes out flawless, you guys. So once we're done with that, we're gonna grab that spar urethane water base. I'm gonna do 2 coats on the front, the back, and the sides. This clear is meant to protect your wood signs from the elements of being outside. So after we're done with that and we let it dry, we flip it over, and I'm going 4 inches in on each side and attaching my D hooks. Again, all of this stuff is in my Amazon store link if you head over to my channel. So we're gonna screw those in. I'm gonna grab some wire jute. This is just from Dollar Tree, and it's seriously my favorite way of hanging my wood rounds. It works great. After you're done with that, we are gonna go ahead and make our bow. So grabbing some burlap ribbon from Dollar Tree, I cut 2 17-inch strips. You'll actually need to cut 3 though. And we're gonna glue the ends together. I also cut a 6-inch strip. We're gonna make like a little cylinder out of that. All right, and now I'm gonna make 2 tassels. I have a lot of beaded like garland videos. I'll attach those in my hot video if you want to check out how to make these. I'm going to go ahead and string some more twine, 8 wood beads because I wanted 4 beads hanging on each side. Attach that second tassel, and now we're going to put our bow together. So I'm just squeezing all of our elements together, grabbing a zip tie. This is like my secret. I love it. It works so well. Once you have that bow where you want it, you're gonna tighten that up, cut the excess off. Now, this is heavy duty Velcro, and it is my favorite way of attaching bows because then you're not committed to keeping that bow. So now I can change it to be blue, red, I mean, whatever I want. So I actually, on my front door right now, I've had a wood round up for about 2 months and with the Velcro, and I mean, haven't had any issues. So we're gonna go ahead and attach this to our wood round, and we are done, you guys. I hope you loved this wood round, and I hope it inspired you. All right, y'all, I hope you loved this wood round. I hope it gave you some great ideas on the possibilities that can be had with them. It doesn't just have to be stain and paint. There are so many things that you can do with these beautiful wood rounds. I hope you loved this, and I can't wait to see your creations.
All right, you guys. So you will probably notice, like every 2 DIYs, you're gonna hear me say, hey, this is SAMMIE, Unicorn Dust Designs. So I apologize about that. These videos were edited for when I was submitting them to the contest. So you will hear that every start of like 2 DIYs or something like that. So I apologize in advance, but I really hope that you're enjoying these. These are some DIYs that I am so proud of, and they helped me win the competitive contest, the Creative Champion contest. Why can't I get that right? Okay, but you guys, I want to say thank you so much for voting for me. I could not have won without you. I feel super honored and privileged to have worked alongside such creative and amazing women. We all won at the end of the day because we got to meet each other and we got to create these DIYs for you all. So thank you so much again, you guys, for coming out and supporting us. We truly appreciate it. And you guys, with that said, let's go ahead and get back into
Hello
the DIYs.
everyone, it's SAMMIE from Unicorn Dust Designs. Today we are making a stovetop cover. So we need to measure length and width of our stove, including that nice plastic part, not just the inside of the stove. I went outside and cut 4 1x6 pieces, 29 inches long, and 2 1x4 pieces, 22 inches long. I will leave the make and the model of my stove along with all of the measurements. However, it will vary depending on your stove. So next I am taking Golden Oak by Rust-Oleum. We are going to stain the front, the back, the sides, even the ends of all of our wood pieces. We are going to allow those to dry fully before moving on. And this stain comparable would be Early American by Minwax. So now that those are all dry, we're going to grab our Gorilla Glue. You could also use the wood glue from Dollar Tree. It actually works just as good. We are going to start piecing these together. So just so you guys know, a 1x6 actually measures out to be 5.5. So these worked out perfectly. So now I'm going to take my clamps. We are going to clamp each side together so that our glue can set up. And y'all, this stuff is like concrete. It ain't gonna move nowhere. Then we're gonna take our 1x4 pieces, which essentially this is where our handles are gonna be. Set those on top, make sure they're flush with your edges. You're gonna repeat that step for the opposite side. Once that all dries, we're gonna take our nail gun. You could also use nails and a hammer. I do suggest you do this because it is a super heavy piece. So more security, the better. So after we're done with that, we're gonna go ahead and take this back inside. I'm gonna grab Linen White by Rust-Oleum, and I'm gonna give this a pretty healthy coat of paint. I do not paint the, the bottom of this, but you are going to paint all of your sides, the front, where your handles are gonna go. Just paint all of it. Once it fully dries, we're gonna take this back out to the garage. We got our orbital sander, 220 grit sandpaper, and we are gonna sand away. Now, where you put more pressure, that's where you're gonna take off more paint. So you can tell where I pressed firmly down on my board, and then you're gonna go ahead and clean that up with a rag after you're done. Now taking these stencils I made with my Cricut, This is font Courier and the cursive is About Love, and I am using Aura Mask 813 stencil vinyl. All of this is in my Amazon store link if you want to head over to my channel and check that out. So we are going to rub these on, take our transfer tape off. Once we are through with that, I take the Rich Black by Folk Art. This is chalk paint and my mini roller. All I have to do is apply one coat of this. It is so jet black and beautiful. I love it. Once that dries, we'll go ahead and weed everything out. Now taking that rough sander again, we are going to go ahead and just go over. I mean, if you want it more distressed, just hit it with the sander. After I'm done with that, we're going to take, I sprayed it with clear so our black doesn't smear. And then polyacrylic, we're going to coat it 2 times with this on the front and the back. After that dries, we're going to go ahead and measure out where our handles need to be. Now I couldn't find the original screws, so I'm using silver screws here, and then I'm just going to paint them black, and y'all, that is absolutely it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and make sure to go vote for your favorite project. This is the final round. Woo, woo. All right, bye you guys. I just cannot believe how this turned out. It is absolutely beautiful. I don't know why it took me so long to make one of these. I was so intimidated by it, but it was so easy to put together. I absolutely love it in my home, and I hope you guys try it out. Make sure to tag me on Instagram if you do. I would love, love, love to see your creations. All right, you guys, this one looks like a lot of work, but it's not. So I'm taking this footboard, this weathered piece of wood, and we are going to measure this so that it fits inside the 2 legs of the footboard. So I'm going to measure it, mark it off. I'm going to go ahead and use my saw, and we are going to cut that end piece off, easy peasy. And then I just make sure it fits, which it does. Now, actually, I saw this on DIY Beauty on Purpose, my competitor, and she just took a spatula, was dipping it in the paint, and then kind of rubbing it on so that it gave it more of like a chipped wood effect. I didn't want this to be all red, so I decided to do it this way, and then I pat it down with a rag. Okay, so now I'm taking Linen White by Rust-Oleum. We are taking this heavy-duty chalk paintbrush, and I am going to coat this entire thing. So the front and the back, I do give the front 2 coats of paint, and I only gave the back 1 coat of paint because, to be honest, I was running out of paint. So there's that. All right, so now that that's almost dry, you guys, and I say almost dry, I'm getting a baby wipe and I'm distressing where I think it would naturally de-stress. Now, the more pressure you put on, the more paint you're gonna take off. And then make sure you're switching out your baby wipes, or you're just going to keep smearing the paint over itself, basically. So you wanna make sure that I probably used for this whole thing like 5 baby wipes. So keep that in mind when you are using the wet distress method here. I love the way that it comes out, and I love that you have more control over how you are distressing your piece and how much distressing you're putting on there. So I'm not going to put you through the torture of watching me do all of that. So I continue to distress the footboard, and then we are going to move on to simply putting D-hooks on the back of these. I'm just going to screw it on that side, the opposite side. That's what we're going to use to hang, and they hang up to 50 pounds. Look at my Batman and my mom. He's so stinking cute. Okay, so now I'm sorry this angle is horrible, you guys, but I'm taking the Gorilla Glue and I put it on the base of that footboard. Then I put my weathered piece of wood up against it, and now I did so good though, you guys. I'm using my nail gun, and I was eyeballing where I was going to put this, but it all turned out okay. Only 1 nail came out the front, so we were good. All right, now taking this, it's kind of like a silk screen stencil. I got this from Joann some time ago, and it works incredibly. So I am taking Nantucket Blue, my stencil brush by Dollar Tree, and I am just going to stencil that on. Hashtag duh. All right, and then after we're done with that, while it's still wet, I peel it back, and you guys, that's it. That's all there is to it. It's done. This piece turned out more beautiful than I could have ever imagined. I love the simplicity of it. I love how you can take one person's trash and make it treasure again and make it something amazing. And it's definitely a statement piece. And I can't wait to see it in somebody else's home one day. All right, y'all. So Skillshare, what is Skillshare? Skillshare is an online learning community for creative people just like yourself with thousands of classes from illustration to watercolor to design to organization. Right now, I am currently taking a class, How to Be Organized by Miles Tools. It's an hour and 16 minutes, but what I love about these classes is they're broken up into chapters. So you can come back to them whenever you have the time to learn a little something. And you guys, with an annual membership of only $10 a month, it's so worth it to further your creativity and your knowledge of things that you are passionate about. So y'all, with the first 1,000 people that click the link in my description box, will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium membership. It is so worth it, you guys. Try it out. You will not be disappointed. I'm going to leave that link for you down in my description box as well as in my comments. I hope I hear you guys commenting down below that you signed up and what new classes you are going to be trying out this month. Hey y'all, it is Sammy from Unicorn Dust Designs. Let's get into this DIY. So I'm taking 2 fence pieces from Dollar Tree. This was my first time working with them. Now I start off using chalk paint. I highly recommend, if you have some good weather, just take it outside, put a couple coats of white matte spray paint on this because you will have to paint the other side as well. Then I realized, you know what? I should have cut the legs off first. So I tried scissors. That didn't work. It was too thick. Like I've said, I've never worked with one of the fences before. So I didn't know if you could use scissors or what. But my wood burning tool right here worked great. It melted right through the legs and gave me a nice clean cut on those. So make sure to cut all 6 of the legs off. Then we're going to go ahead and attach them. So they have little clips on the side. At first I wanted a circle. No, it didn't end up being a circle. It's more like a diamond, but it still looks good. So I got wooden dowels from Walmart. I cut them down to size and I painted them white. I'll leave the measurements for those in my hop video. Then I'm going to attach it with some hot glue. Now you guys, make sure you put a good amount of hot glue. Make sure you have like points, like right where those curled right there, that's where I put it because I didn't want it lopsided. So again, douse it with hot glue, like pour some hot glue on that. You know what I'm saying? All right, now we're putting another one on the top. And I thought, okay, this is gonna be added security. I don't want it to buckle like with heat and all the weather changes. And it's gonna help us when we add our lighting. So I got this greenery from Marketplace and I am just easily going to loop these in the little curls on top. I love that this worked out. No hot glue needed for the greenery, which I love. Then taking some yellow from Dollar Tree, yellow flowers from Dollar Tree. We're gonna go ahead and stick those in there, just loop them throughout the greenery. Again, no hot glue. That is what is awesome. Imagine changing this out with Christmas decor. Of course, I was watching Dollar Tree hauls. Or like fall leaves and oranges, and oh, it's so beautiful. And like you could put this in your house in a screen porch. I'll be using it on our patio. So possibilities are really endless with this since we aren't using any hot glue. So after we're done with all of our florals, I found, you guys, finally, that's what inspired all of this a couple weeks ago. I made it, and it was because of the LED lights I found, and I painted them white. Voila! Okay, so I am also going to take some clear fishing line, well, it's usually clear, and then some chains from Dollar Tree. I'm going to go ahead and tie that fishing line on to the lights. Now, I had a ticket to the struggle bus with this because I was doing it by myself. I highly recommend, if you have somebody that can help you hold the chandelier up, it will make your life so much easier, okay? I did not have that help, but I made it work. So I'm just gonna double knot these on here. I'm gonna do 4. I'm gonna do 2 on the bottom dowel and 2 on the top dowel. And what's nice is you can still kind of move them around once you tie them on that dowel. So once we are done getting all of those on, I'm just going to attach the chain And that is absolutely it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to vote for your favorite project, and I will see you on my hot video. So this was my first entry into the contest, and I was so happy with the way it turned out. I love the bright, vibrant colors. When those lights turn on, it's absolutely stunning. And I cannot wait until we get our patio together in the backyard so I could put this under the canopy. I think it's gonna look absolutely, there's Hank, gorgeous. Look at the lights. And can you believe, like, everything but the actual greenery was from Dollar Tree, you guys. I hope you enjoyed that one. All right, you guys, I wanted to take a moment to invite you over to my other two channels, Crafting a Healthy Life with the Veltries, which is my vlog channel. And I also have my Shop with Sammy channel, which I post on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And those are Dollar Tree hauls and Shop with Me's. All right, y'all, welcome back. It is Unicorn Dust Designs, and we are going to start off with this Dollar Tree garden basket. Hashtag duh. All right, so I'm going to take my wire cutters. We're going to cut this in half, or kind of half. And we are going to leave 6 of the prongs, that's what I'm going to call them, on our basket. I'm going to cut this remainder of the circle off. Now be careful with these baskets. They break so easy. There you go. 1, 2, 3, broken. I did have to use a second basket for this. But anyways, we're going to cut that prong. I'm going to feed some beads on here to figure out how many we need. We're going to need 9 beads for each prong. Then we're going to get fancy, drop those beads into our Tupperware with our drinking water and burnt umber. And I don't know if it's the way that I poured the paint on here or just how I did this in general, but the beads came out super blotchy and I loved it. So now I'm going to take it one step fancier, and we are going to pour these all on a doggy pee pad. If you do not have one of these, get them from Walmart. They are amazing for crafting. They absorb so much water and paint and protect your craft surface. Okay, thank you, Walmart. And now we're going to hit that with the heat gun. And after that is done, we are going to start putting these on our basket. So again, we are going to put 9 of these 20 millimeter beads on here. Once we get from the second to the last, we will see right here, I'm going to put some hot glue on top of that bead, then attach that last bead on there, pour some hot glue inside the top bead, and place the wire basket top to it, and then put just a little bit more hot glue. Make sure that's inside the basket, not facing out. We're going to repeat that step for all 6 prongs. Now taking twine from the Dollar Tree, I'm going to start off with some hot glue, and we are just going to wrap this all around. Now, I did not cut this at all once I came to a new strand of beads. I just kept going with this twine until we get to the very end. So put on some Dollar Tree hauls, put on my channel, go ahead, and make sure that you just relax and have fun. And then here is Hanky Doodle. I know you guys love seeing him. He just needed some kissies. He just needed some hugs and kisses. Yes, he did. Okay, back to the crafts. Now we're going to finish this up. Put a little dab of hot glue there. Finish that, cut it. Now we're gonna go towards the bottom. Now my wire cutters were far too large to cut those. So I was lucky that the twine did cover it for me. So we're gonna finish that up. Next, we're gonna take a 12-inch wood round from Home Depot. I did measure it with the basket and then cut it. I also kind of stained it with a couple different paint colors. Now taking some sawtooth hangers, I am going to nail those in place right here. Gosh, I just get fancier and fancier. And then I am marking my basket off with a pencil, putting some super glue on there, and then hot glue, and we are done. Now keep in mind that majority of the weight is going to be on your wood, not your basket. Thank you for watching. I feel like this DIY turned out absolutely beautiful. It's simple. It makes a statement. I cannot wait to make a second one. I hope you guys are enjoying all of these recaps and all of the wood projects. Hey y'all, it's Sammy from Unicorn Dust Designs. Today we're going to start off with 2 hula hoops. These are just like a sticker material, so you just have to cut them open and then start peeling them back. Some of them come off a lot easier than others. Some, like this one, are going to give you trouble. So we're going to need 2 of them. One bigger, one small. Now, I did not have the smaller hula hoop that they sell at Dollar Tree, so I had to cut mine down to size. They come apart, you just pull them apart. It cut very easy with the craft knife, and then I just brought it down to the size that I liked, but they do make one literally this size at Dollar Tree. So make sure to get it open, pour the rice out, and then we're gonna start putting it together. So I do give it 2 coats of white paint for both of the hoops. That way, if the yarn shows through, it's not gonna show through that dark gray. You could also paint it gold, whatever you want. Now we're going to put the 2 together. I'm using Starbond Thick Super Glue and Accelerator. Once that sets up, we're gonna start off with our yarn. So you guys, some tips. We're gonna start off right here. Now, as you are wrapping this, it's kind of pulling the hula hoops and giving it a different shape. So instead of a circle, it kind of turns out to be an oval, but that's okay. Now, as you're going up and these are starting to take on a new shape, it starts loosening the yarn that we started with. So you'll see I have to take it off and then kind of re-wrap it so it gets tight again. So we are going to continue doing this all the way up. Now, as you start curving, you're gonna have to start tacking it with a little bit of hot glue on the back. That way the yarn isn't folding over onto itself. So you're going to continue doing this. Y'all, you're going to watch Hocus Pocus, Titanic, Peggy Sue. I mean, this took me hours, y'all. So sit down and relax if you want to do this. So we're going to continue that, and then we're going to just tack it off with some hot glue. Now I'm measuring my middle, and my whole concept with that was I wanted the yarn to be in a specific place, so this helped guide me. Well, I initially thought I was going to be able to bring this yarn all the way over to the other side. It doesn't work like that, y'all. It doesn't work like that. This was my first time ever doing anything like this. So if I sound like I know what I'm doing, awesome. And if I don't sound like I'm doing it, know what I'm doing, it's probably because I don't. So I continued to do this over and over again. As you get to the curves, you do have to start tacking it off with hot glue more and more because, like I said, the yarn will start folding over. This is when I realized, girl, you are not going to be able to carry this across. You're going to have to start a new side. So I come over to the side. I'm going to keep wrapping this until I meet up with the other side that we created. And again, see how I'm tacking it with hot glue as it starts curving? That way it doesn't like fold up on itself. So after I get them to this point, I'm like, oh, what do I do now? So I'm going to start alternating it. So as you can see, I go back, up on the same side, then I take it to the back, up on the same side, and you're going to keep doing this. It's almost like a crisscross effect, and it gives us, y'all, the most beautiful detail ever. Again, I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea this was gonna give me the pattern it did. But it did, and I'm so happy that it turned out this way. See that? Happy mistakes. So I'm going to continue wrapping it in this direction until it all meets together and you cannot see any more of that hula hoop in the middle. Ooh, gorgeous. All right, now we're going to take this blue yarn. Our hula hoops have already taken shape, so at this point, you're good to go. But I will say that, again, it gets time consuming because as it starts rounding out, you have to like keep taking the time to tack it down with hot glue. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to bring this all the way over to the middle, that line. You see that line? We're going to bring it all the way over there. Again, you need to start hot gluing the top portion right there or else your yarn is going to fold onto itself. So y'all, we are going to just bring this all the way across. We're going to do the opposite side and we're done. And this is how our over hour long DIY turned out. But I mean, come on, this is stunning. The details in this are everything. This is going in my reading nook, like I said, and I absolutely love it. I hope it inspires y'all. All right, y'all, for this DIY, we're going to start off with this piece of wood. If you remember my previous entry into the contest, we used a 12-inch wood round and we cut it up, and this is the other half of it because in my craft room, we do not waste anything. All right, so now I'm grabbing some white chalk paint, a spray bottle of water, and we are going to coat our piece of wood, and then we are going to put our paint on top of it. So essentially we're just staining our piece of wood, but instead of mixing it in a bowl prior, we're gonna put it right on here. So I chose to do it this way because one, I love, did you see that wood grain? Hello, beautiful. So gorgeous. So I wanted to keep the natural grain. I wanted it to be organic. So I'm going to go ahead and finish doing this for the top. You're also going to do the back because this is going to be a freestanding decor piece. So next we're going to take our drill. Y'all, if I could tell you to invest in anything for your craft room, it's going to be the drill. So we are going to drill holes from one side to another. We're going to get our skewer pieces, and I'm going to leave one long and then cut one short. You could do 3 different lengths, 5 different lengths. I decided just to alternate between 2 different lengths here, and I'm going to keep these in their natural wood color. I thought it looked so gorgeous. So I don't do any measuring here. I am just eyeballing it with spacing, trying to stay in the middle of our wood board. And I am going to continue to drill all the way across our wood piece. I'm just going to call it a wood piece. Now taking my medium Star Bond super glue, I'm going to go ahead and let those drop right into the hole and then stick our skewers in there. I chose to use super glue because hot glue would have been a hot mess. We would have had hot glue coming out of the holes and then a white cloudy residue. So I chose to use Star Bond. You could also use super glue from Dollar Tree. Options are limitless. So you guys, I know how simple this DIY is, but I really wanted to take the time to show you that like you can have something beautiful and upscale on a super tight budget. It doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be hard. And that's what I love about this. Because if any of y'all like boho decor, I'm sure you've seen stuff like this on Pinterest, like blowing up. And let me tell you, it is so expensive in stores. So you guys, I hope you liked this. All we're going to do is take those skewers all the way to the other side, alternating big and small sizes. And that is all we have for this DIY. Thank you guys so much, and make sure to vote for your favorite project. So was this so simple? Yes. Does it make a statement? Yes. I am very, very proud of this, and I think it looks awesome. It's going to look amazing on my mantle and my reading nook, and I hope that it sparked some creativity in y'all. Why do I keep saying y'all? All right, you guys, thank you guys so much for recapping all of these amazing DIYs. Thank you again to everybody who voted. I appreciate y'all very much. Enjoy
They
the
are all
bloopers.
right here for your pleasure. So let's go ahead and get into them. Mine just drew blank. Low battery. Nothing new. Okay, low battery, so you gotta hurry up. You gotta hurry up. Oh wait, Shizer. This one is sponsored by, okay, we're just gonna have to, hey, bam. I'm not waving my flag. The best idea. Okay. Basic, ooh. There's that demon fly again. I hear you. It just wants to keep on hitting things just to get me, So he's like, hey, I'm here, you know? Okay, okay. We're dying. Come on. My teeth look so white right now. Can I just say that I actually had time to like sit down? For those of you that follow my channel, I never watch DIYs ever. I watch hauls. I don't watch DIY channels at all. So I sat down and I actually like was flipping through some of like my old favorites, some that I was just curious about. And bloopers are like a thing now. Like, what? I had no idea this was happening. I know some of you guys have mentioned it, but I didn't know it was happening like a lot. So just putting it out there. Just kidding. No, I'm not. Okay. All right. Next one. How did I forget? I was about to change my shirt to do another one. And then I was like, I forgot to say thank you, Mama Mickey, for sending me this unicorn SAMMIE shirt. I'm very proud to wear it. I love it. And thank you so much from the bottom of my heart.